Welcome back to SourceFedNERD. We've got a ton to talk about today, so let's hit those headlines.
2 huge games now share a release date thanks to Microsoft.
Sega apologizes for not lifting its game.
And video games have teamed up with beer so that you combine 2 of your favorite things.
Maybe not everyone.
Oh yeah, 2 of your favorite things.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely. Gaming and drinking.
Plus new Suicide Squad magazine covers featuring Deadshot, Harley, and the Swamp Thing.
Enchantress.
You know what? There is nothing enchanting about that picture. But first, James Bond is in the news today, but not because of his upcoming movie, however.
No, not at all. This piece of news comes straight from the MI6, which I definitely thought was a fictional agency up until like right now.
Oh, Sam, MI6 is definitely real. But they've stated that if Mr. Bond were to actually apply for an open spy position at their agency, he would most definitely not be hired.
You see, there's more to being a spy than just good looks and overly complicated drink orders.
Whoa, really?
Right?
I feel mistaken.
So keep an eye out when you go to the bar. Like a guy just ordered like 17 vegetables and fruit inside of a beer vodka mix. You're like,
he's a spy. If your order's just a Bud Light, you're safe.
that's
It's
the
all
key,
good.
spies. We just saved the life. According to MI6, if Bond applied to work for the SIS or the Secret Intelligence Service, he would be turned away for a few reasons.
The first being that Jimmy lacks emotional intelligence. The official quote from a member of the SIS states, having a high degree of emotional intelligence is every bit as important to SIS as educational attainment. We want people with a real passion for human interaction, understanding others and dealing with the sometimes complex nature of human relationships. Yeah, because James Bond has never figured that out.
Hey.
He doesn't stay for breakfast after,
No, he
does
doesn't. Did that one time and then he got hurt and then he turned into a monster. So the CIA wants a people person for their spy. You know, they want someone who likes long walks on the beach or cozy nights at home with Netflix and a warm fire. Someone who's considered like a hopeless romantic who just wants to find someone to like nerd out with about like superheroes and TV shows. That's what I'm getting from this.
Sam, they're not going to hire you as a spy. You only just found out that the MI6 was actually a thing. The second negative mark on Bond's interview are his loner tendencies. Now, the SIS needs agents that can work together as a team, not going rogue. The quote from the SIS source reads, "Heroes working alone rarely achieve much."
Ooh. But hold on a second, he's James frickin' Bond. You can't fire James Bond.
Oh yes, James Bond, a character that Daniel Craig himself described as a lonely misogynist. Not the kind of person I want on my team, you know?
Me neither.
Hey Maud, save the world and something tight.
In some gaming news today, remember when Sega games ruled?
Oh, Sega? No, I was a Nintendo girl.
Not even on the Dreamcast where Sonic was going down the mountain on that, like, he was rolling around at the speed of sound. And semi-trucks coming right behind him.
Let me rephrase, Sam. I was a Nintendo loyalist.
So Sega. Hasn't been on the top of their game, so to speak, for a while now. Even though it's 2D side-scroller games were the tits, the transition to 3D wasn't an easy feat for the gaming company, which it has acknowledged.
You know what? And that's what we appreciate here at SourceFedNERD. Nay, that's what we respect. It's when a company can admit that they're not doing so crash hot.
Yeah, faking through your failures is so transparent. We're not dumb. You dummies.
Europe's marketing manager, John Rook, came forward and said, Sega has publicly apologised to the fans as the quality of console games in the Sonic franchise hasn't been acceptable over the recent years. But Sonic is still huge for us, so the new games will be more inspired by how it played in its heyday.
I'm interested to see where this game will take us. Sonic is so iconically a side-scroller, but then again, so is Mario, and look at how much they've done with that.
Man, Nintendo for the win. I tell you what, I totally made the right choice all those decades ago to choose Nintendo.
Yeah, but did Mario ever make anything like this?
He's the fastest thing alive. He's the fastest thing alive. He's the fastest thing alive.
Hey, fun fact, did you know that Steve Urkel actually voiced Sonic? Yeah, and I had to keep one-upping you. But Mario did too have its own TV show. Check it out.
Keeping on with games, it seems a big AAA title has decided to take on another huge game on its release day.
Now, the end of October, early November is a busy time for gamers since so many highly anticipated titles are coming out. Microsoft's Rise of the Tomb Raider has decided to select the same release date as Fallout 4, November 10.
But that's sales suicide going up against one of the biggest games of the year. There's been so much marketing and hype around Fallout 4, much more than Rise of the Tomb Raider. I honestly thought it was coming out next year.
Oh, look, I totally agree, Sam, but Microsoft is in a little bit of a pickle, and going up against Fallout 4 on November 10 is probably a whole lot smarter than going 5 days earlier and competing with Call of Duty Black Ops 3, or waiting a week and going head-to-toe with mother-flippin' Star Wars Battlefront.
Oops. You're Points being made quite clearly, I see now.
And wait any longer and gamers might not have any more dollary dues to spend on them, since all of these games combined is upwards of $300 just for the basic editions.
Whew. Or what about like 2 weeks earlier? That way they get like a head start.
Halo 5, my man.
Oof, sheesh. That's a big pickle they're in. Microsoft's Aaron Greenberg might be on the money here. He says, we felt like the Fallout audience and game, while both fantastic games, they're not direct competitors per se, but it's two big titles launching at the same time, and we hope people will buy both.
We'll see. Which of these games will you be getting?
Does Lara Croft stand a chance, or is she your #1 gal?
Is it Sega or Sega? Let us know. If all this talk of games, Fallout, Black Ops has gotten you thirsty, well, good news for you.
Beer-loving gamers will be thrilled to know that you can buy the beer of your favorite game. Fallout is selling Fallout beer on Amazon, a case of 12 for just 30 pounds. That's 46 US bucks. Although that's irrelevant since they won't be shipping to the US, so rejoice if you're English.
Ooh, a pommy.
Nope. What?
No, okay.
Like a Pomeranian?
Nope. The collaboration is between Bethesda and Carlsberg, UK, and the drink is described as a light, coloured Pilsner lager with a refreshing, zesty, hoppy taste and a floral aroma. Yummy! A beer that they already make.
Oops. But if you're a gamer that doesn't live in the UK, here's one for you, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is the beer you created.
Me?
You specifically, yes, because it's a beer based off of a video game made in Australia, and it's got one hell of a pun.
What is this, please?
Activision has teamed up with a Gold Coast brewery to do so much more than slap a label on a pre-existing beer. They've come up with a unique, never-before-sold beer exclusively for the release of Call of Duty called, get this, I'm gonna take a deep breath. Back it up.
Say it.
Black Hops 3 Midnight Pale Ale.
Black hops, because there's hops in beer. I think I'm crying.
It's just a goddamn beer.
The limited run will be available on the online Bottle-O.
What?
The online beer store,
Oh.
Beer Bud, from November 2 ahead of the November 6 release date of this game. You're right though, this is fucking brilliant. I am totally biased, but Aussie beer is the best beer. Smash and Tinnies totally beats Lagoon Bags, that's for sure.
That's not even English or words.
You're right, that was true blue Aussie bogan. Fair dinkum.
We don't have a translator on hand. I can't figure this out.
Last bit of news for the day, social media can't get enough of DC's Suicide Squad. Earlier this week, we were all pleasantly underwhelmed by the Joker cover of Empire magazine. More on that here. But little did we know that that was only the beginning.
Task Force X is taking over Empire magazine. Yesterday morning, we got a look at Cara Delevingne's Enchantress in all of her murky glory. Late last night, Will Smith's Deadshot and Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn have their own covers as well, so it's safe to assume that a few more covers will make their way to the web over the next few days. Let's dissect these covers though. Out of the 4 that are currently available for our viewing pleasures, which was your favorite and why?
You know what, I think my vote has to go to Deadshot. The details of his costume, the colour scheme, Will's absolute intensity, everything about this photo gets me pretty excited. That eyepiece, hello.
That eyepiece, damn. My vote goes to Will as well, but a close second is Enchantress's cover. Not really sure what is happening with her eyes. They kind of look cartoony, but the chains and the grimy wet look definitely makes me think that she fits in well for the DCEU, but forget about what we said. Which of these 4 covers was your favorite? Tell us down below.
Also keep your eyes peeled later today, kids. Reunited, the first ever SourceFedNERD short film will go live today. The short was written by Steve Zaragoza and Lon Harris and stars
Martin freaking Starr. So go ahead and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I'm Sam.
I'm Maud. Hit that subscribe and like button.
Please. Goodbye.
Very well mannered.
Thank you. Now leave. Go away. I don't want you to hear in this video anymore. Go away. I don't want you to watch us. Just get out of here. Don't look at us. Don't.
They're still watching.
Yeah, fucking perverts. Look away. Please subscribe though, but stop staring.
I can't make eye contact anymore. It's getting uncomfortable.
Robot out. Just get out. Red Fly Studios was working on a stealth action game called Battle of the Sith Lords, and it follows the journey of Darth Maul becoming a Sith. And last bit of news for the day, let's take a look at some photos that have been released for the upcoming Suicide Squad movie.